Get your sweater on, get your flannel on, get ready to make some 1-minute pumpkin spice keto cookies. Lately on the channel, we've been doing a lot of quick, easy keto recipes. Today's recipe is just like those, super quick, super easy, and super delicious. Now, 1 minute does just refer to the cook time on these cookies, but from start to finish, they take maybe 5 minutes. And if you don't own a microwave or you don't want to use a microwave, which is how you make the 1 minute version, I will give you guys instructions on how to bake these in your oven later on in the video. That being said, let's get right into the recipe and I'll show you how to make these keto pumpkin spice cookies. Okay, so first things first, we're going to get out our food scale to make sure we weigh out the ingredients for our keto cookies correctly. And then we're going to add a medium-sized bowl to it. Once we've done that, we're going to get out our first ingredient, which is pure pumpkin. And don't make the mistake of confusing this with pumpkin pie filling because the filling has a ton of carbs. That said, we're going to add a tablespoon or 15 grams of the pure pumpkin to our bowl. Next, we're going to separate an egg yolk from the white and add that to our bowl as well. And then for some added flavor and sweetness, we're also going to get out some keto maple syrup. As you guys know, I like to use this one by Walden Farms because not only does it have 0 net carbs, but it has 0 calories as well. However, if you don't have this stuff, you can substitute it out with a 1/4 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract instead. But for my pumpkin spice cookies, I'm adding a 1/2 teaspoon or 3 grams of the syrup. So now we're going to start adding the dry ingredients. The first of which is blanched almond flour. And for today's low carb cookie recipe, we're going to add around 2/3 of a cup or 70 grams of it to our bowl. When we've added that, the next ingredient we're going to add is going to help us sweeten up our keto cookies without adding sugar, and that is confectioner's swerve. Swerve has 0 net carbs and 0 calories, which makes it a fantastic way to sweeten up keto recipes without adding sugar. So as you're seeing here, for today's pumpkin spice keto cookie recipe, we'll want to add around 3.5 tablespoons or 30 grams of it to our bowl. Now we're going to add a pinch of salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, a pinch of clove, a pinch of ginger, a pinch of nutmeg, and a pinch of allspice. By the way, you can totally cheat and not use any of those spices if you just use a heaping 1/4 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice instead. Anyways, now we can use a spatula to mix all those ingredients together until they form a crumbly consistency, and then we can use our hands to form a ball of dough out of those crumbles. So when we get that ball of dough to take shape, that's when we're going to coat a small plate with baking spray and then add half of the dough to it. Now, unlike a typical cookie, these keto cookies aren't going to flatten out as they cook. So as you're seeing here, you'll want to use your hands to form the shape of a cookie out of the dough itself. And then when that's looking good, we can bring the cookie over to the microwave. By the way, my microwave is 1100 watts and your cook time may vary depending on the wattage of yours. Having said that, I cook my keto cookies into 20-second intervals so that they cook more evenly. The first interval, I'll offset my plate to the left side, and then for the second interval, I'll offset my plate to the right side. So like I said in the beginning of the video, if you don't own a microwave or you don't want to use one, you can still totally make these cookies in your oven. So that's what I'm going to show you how to do next. So the first thing you want to do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees. As it's preheating, you want to do everything that we did before, except this time you'll want to coat a ramekin with baking spray, and then you'll want to add the pumpkin spice cookie to the ramekin. Of course, this recipe does make 2 cookies, so you will need 2 ramekins, and around 12 minutes is the perfect amount of cook time for them. Now, regardless of how you decide to bake these pumpkin spice cookies, you'll want to let them cool for around 10 minutes before you eat them. While they're cooling though, I recommend making a keto-friendly cinnamon sugar topping to add to the tops of each cookie. So to do this, just add 2 teaspoons or 8 grams of granulated swerve to a small bowl, along with 1/8 of a teaspoon of cinnamon. Then what you can do is just mix the 2 together until they combine. Once they do combine, just coat the tops of each cookie with a little baking spray and then evenly distribute the topping between the cookies. And then check this out. Look how amazing these pumpkin spice keto cookies turn out. They are soft, they are chewy, they've got just the perfect amount of spice to them. Seriously, if fall had a taste, if you could taste fall, it would be these cookies. As always, guys, I cannot wait to see what you think of them. If you want more information about today's cookie recipe, check out the video description below, and I'll see you in the next one.